You guys want a little insider secret? Um, when you're in a hotel and you can't bring your tripod or your ring light, you want to know how you light your videos? You do that. You just go on YouTube and you search up white screen. This is how I'll be lighting my videos forever. Save the planet. Now you know my dirty secrets. Now I got to kill you. Hello, fellows and ladies. It is officially time to predict the Oscar nominees. Wow. I remember at the beginning of the year when I thought Bardo was getting nominated. And now we're here. BAFTA nominations are out. They were this morning. So I got to film this before I got to actually do Sundance stuff. So I'm just going to go right into Best Picture. Everything Ever All Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Fablemans, Tar, Elvis, Top Gun Maverick. Anybody got any questions? I'm not going to go into the rundown of what's going to win, honestly, because I don't care. Everything Everyone Wants and Banshees of Inisherin are clearly duking out for the win, but honestly, I don't care about the wins. Talking about the nominations here, and those 6 are 100% locks. As long as you have Everything Everyone Wants and The Banshees of Inisherin as your top 2, whatever order, and then after that you got Fableman's, Tar, Elvis, and Top Gun. Do whatever you want. 7 is All Quiet on the Western Front, which this morning got, I don't know, all of the BAFTA nominations. Some say 14, I say all. Honestly, I think that just kind of secured itself a slot at the last second. I see no reason not to predict All Quiet on the Western Front. You could say, oh, like, I was BAFTA and, cherry pick examples, but like, dog, how often can you point examples? I got 14 BAFTA nominations. Come on. Avatar: The Way of Water. It's been having a very mixed road, but I do still think it's going to get in. It's making buckets of money, and it's doing well enough with precursors that I have no reason to believe otherwise. Number 9, we got The Whale. The Whale has got itself in that 10 at the very, very last minute, thanks to a PGA nom and basically a potential screenplay win. Now that I got that PGA nom, it's looking very likely for screenplay. It's definitely going to get actor and supporting actress and makeup and hairstyling. I got no reason to bet against it. I got to be honest, it's a late breaker. It happens every year. I don't care that it's divisive, bitch. Number 10 is where it gets a little sticky, and I think that last slot, I'm really coin flipping between Women Talking, Babylon, Triangle of Sadness. I want to see Women Talking, but man, that BAFTA shutout is not good. Just like the Oscars can redeem it, but I'm not optimistic. And then you got Babylon, which is likely to get nothing above the line and is basically missing a lot of the text it was supposed to get. I mean, I can kind of see Babylon coming back in, but like, I don't know, man. I gotta be completely frank with y'all. I think the hand it was dealt was just not good. Bad critical reception, bad audience score, bad box office. Like, why would this get in, really? If it wasn't Chazelle, would we be considering it still? Let's be honest. And then you got Triangle of Sadness, which is what I'm going to put at 10. I mean, on the surface, you're like, well, why, though? It didn't get anything besides a Globe. I think it has enough of a showing elsewhere that I do think that Triangle could, just kind of get itself in there. That's just my opinion on the matter. And honestly, other than those 3, the only other one that I'm kind of really considering is Black Panther, and that's really only if Avatar does somehow manage to not get in. It does have, it's potentially winning supporting actress, plus it's going to get it's up for a decent handful of tax. I don't think it's going to get all the things it's up for, but like maybe it gets in enough things. I'll be quite frank. I don't really have much else to say on this category. I think RRR was never a real thing, as was Glass Onion. Never really bought that. I never bought After Sun or The Woman King. She said I did buy, but like, I don't know. I'm not really seeing it. If it does get in, I think it would be off of its screenplay and actress nom, supporting actress nom, if it even gets supporting actress nom or a screenplay nom. Going to director. I honestly, I don't see this that much of a race. I got to be honest with you. I think the Daniels are just going to snag it. I think they're going to win the DGA. I think they're going to win BAFTA. Martin McDonagh and Daniels are the only 2 that didn't miss one single beat. Todd Field missed the Globe, but like, I can kind of forgive that. Spielberg wasn't even long listed at BAFTA. Like, that is really bad. Why was I speaking like a Southerner just there? Spielberg was not even long listed at BAFTA. Like, that's really, really bad. But I do think he'll get in. Like, I've seen some people float the idea of a miss, and like, I won't count out the possibility, but I'm not calling it. I mean, obviously, the Fablemans had a horrendous showing at the BAFTAs, and it's just in general having a, not the best season. And then number 5, I'm going to go with Edward Berger for All Quiet on the Western Front. Here's a question. If I'm predicting All Quiet on the Western Front to get a picture nom and a bunch of text, why wouldn't I predict Edward Berger? It adds up. It's the international director pick. There's apparently always got to be one. I do got Baz Luhrmann on the outset. I don't know. I feel secure not predicting him. Although I do acknowledge how possible he like really is. James Cameron and Joseph Kosinski. I don't know, guys. Those do not look very likely to me. Ruben Östlund Triangle of Sadness. I guess it's very possible that he could bump out Spielberg, something that they could do. But I have no reason to predict it. And Sarah Polley, honestly, I'm just kind of hopeful at this point. That's the only reason I have her at my 10. Actor: Brendan Fraser, Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, and Bill Nighy. I don't care about the order. I don't care if you got Butler winning or Farrell winning or Fraser winning. If you don't have that top four, in whatever order, as long as Bill Nighy is four, you are wrong. You are just quite simply incorrect if you don't have that top four. Because Brendan Fraser, Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, and Bill Nighy are going to get nominated. Where it gets extremely difficult is the last slot. Every single person that I am considering for that fifth slot just feels incorrect to me. Just feels wrong. I do feel like there's more of an incentive to give it to Adam Sandler over Paul Mescal, because I think Adam Sandler's performance is a little bit more up the Academy's alley than Paul Mescal's. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Adam Sandler like actually happening, but also Paul Mescal actually happening feels weird too. Do I just go with Adam Sandler? Honestly, I'm very tempted to just say Adam Sandler gets nominated. Honestly, fuck, maybe I might swap. No, I already made the graphics. I'm gonna stick with Paul Mescal. I mean, I can make the argument that After Sun's not a thing, but like Hustle's definitely not a thing. I don't think Tom Cruise is getting in. I think you need a little bit more support, and I don't really buy anything else after him, like at all. Actress, man, what a fucking roller coaster of a category. Kate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh are going to get out for the win. Plain and simple. And then I think Viola Davis and Ana de Armas, I think, are getting in. Although I guess I can see a path for a miss for both of them. Either of them. There's no way both are missing. But I think, Viola Davis is Viola Davis. She got everything. And Ana de Armas is playing Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, the movie's trash, but like apparently that's not stopping her. I do think both of those two are like going to happen. It's that last slot where it gets very sticky, and I'm really kind of duking up between Michelle Williams and Danielle Deadwyler. Danielle Deadwyler is so tempting because, man, if you see that movie, how do you not nominate her? She clearly has enough nominations where the Golden Globe snub I honestly don't care about. Then you got Michelle Williams. First of all, I'm just saying this whole theory that she's going to go supporting, cut that out. No, not going to happen. I don't care. Like Lakeith and Michelle Williams are two very different scenarios. Michelle Williams, I don't think Fablemans is going to strike out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's just going to get like director, screenplay, and picture. You know what I mean? I think it's going to get something else that's a little major. And I think Michelle Williams is going to be that. I just, if UA fucked up women talking this hard, why would they? How would they have not fucked up till this hard? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going to see with Michelle Williams. Hey, honestly, I predict Michelle Williams and Danielle Deadwyler gets in. Hey, I win. You know what I mean? It's a win-win scenario where Danielle Deadwyler misses, Michelle Williams gets in. All right, I'm correct. Not that Michelle Williams is bad by any stretch of the imagination, but I much prefer Danielle Deadwyler. Margot Robbie feels kind of done. Maybe that she skyrockets back up. It's very, very possible, but like I just can't say it this rate. And I might as well address the elephant in the room, and that is Andrea Riseborough. We've all seen all the celebrities who are calling it like this apparently the best performance of all time, to the point where I'm like, is this like an elaborate prank? I don't know. I think it just kind of peaked at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Like I think it like started the whole thing started like when voting like started. And I don't think that's enough time to like get enough votes. You know what I mean? Like if this was like last month, I think I might have had her in, but I don't know. I don't think this is enough time. But that said, I can totally see the evidence. I get it. Like I get where it's coming from. I don't know. I'm not buying this. She's got a Penelope Cruz her way in there. Supporting actor, Kiyoe Kwan. And then Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan are definitely getting in. I think those three are pretty safe. I think we all agree on that one. And I really do think that Paul Dano is going to get in. I know he, SAG and Critics' Choice, not the most ideal combo in the world, but I feel like it's definitely Paul Dano's time, if that makes sense. I think that he's strong enough to surpass how weak the Fablemans how like the whole dwindling of the Fablemans. Number 5 is who gets sticky. I'm gonna play it safe and predict Eddie Redmayne. He got the BAFTA nomination. All right, that's all he kind of really needed. Okay, well, no, that's all. If he just got BAFTA, I wouldn't be predicting it right now. But SAG, Globe, BAFTA, like that's a damn good combo. I can't really bet against it. Brad Pitt, it makes sense. Eddie Redmayne, he's a very flashy, easy to admire performance. Honestly, I'm not a big Eddie Redmayne guy. It's a good performance. He is really good. I know I've been sharing the I can't meme a lot, but like other than that scene, he's very good. 6 is Brad Pitt, and like I guess that could happen, but like I don't know. I guess he could like, kind of J.K. Simmons his way in there, but like I don't know, man. But I'll be honest, my real number 5 is not Eddie Redmayne. It's a bunch of question marks. I don't know if I edited some question marks to be in the spot of Eddie Redmayne, but like that's what my guess is. I think it's gonna be somebody that we're just not seeing coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think people are gonna be like, oh, like Judd Hirsch. I don't know, man. And also, I'll be honest, if anybody else in the family's getting in, I still think it's Seth Rogen, not Judd Hirsch. I'm thinking someone like Brian Tyree Henry, or even something from like a Best Picture contender, like maybe Tom Hanks from Elvis, just sneaks in there unprovoked and unwanted. Because I do think that we're going to be surprised by this category. I think supporting actress I'm about to get to is not going to have a big surprise, or at least not something on our radar. I feel like something not on our radar is going to get in here, supporting actor. Not to get ahead of myself, go to supporting actress, but like, a lot of people are kind of saying, oh, Mina Haas is going to like get in with nothing. And I'm like, I feel like that's too obvious. I feel like that's too easy that would happen. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to happen supporting actor. I think we're going to get something we're not considering, and it's not, and none of us are going to predict it. That or Eddie Redmayne just gets in, and I'm overthinking. Supporting actress. Angela Bassett is like looking very, very likely for a win. She seems to have taken on a life of her own, and like, I really do think that Bassett, like, again, she's definitely going to get nominated, as is Carrie Condon. Jamie Lee Curtis, I've thought about her missing for Stephanie Hsu, and like, I won't rule it out, but honestly, I have no reason to think otherwise of this, right? And I'll be honest, I'll be disappointed she missed. I would not nominate the performance in a billion years, but honestly, I've kind of gotten over that, and I've kind of just accepted that Jamie Lee Curtis is about to get her first nomination. That's fun. Hong Chow kind of solidified herself at the last second, as did a lot of things with the whale. I really have a hard time seeing her miss at this rate. I gotta be completely honest. And then number 5, I do have Dalla De Leon. Initially, I would have said go over the hell for this, but I really do think that Dalla De Leon has has the stuff to get it in. That's a Stephanie Hsu, but like people just aren't going for it as much. I know she got SAG and Critics' Choice, and that's like a decent combo, but is that enough to overcome the rest of these? Jesse Buckley, I feel like could happen if Women Talking does have this last minute resurgence, but I'm not betting on that. That's for sure. And then Carey Mulligan, she said, original screenplay. I'm gonna play it safe. Banshees, Everything Ever Wants, Tar, Fablemans are not missing. Those are not going to miss, even with the Fablemans. Even with the Fablemans' horrendous performance today. What was the one nomination he got? Screenplay. And then Triangle of Sadness. That looks right. I mean, come on. What are you gonna do? Bet against that 5? I don't really like. I guess The Menu or Elvis could kind of come up from behind and shock us for that, but like, not much evidence suggests otherwise. Decision to Leave, no. After Sun kind of needed that BAFTA nomination. Adapted Screenplay. I have The Whale at number 1 because of the fact that Women Talking missed today, which should not have happened. The Whale missed USC, so like, you win some, you lose some, blah, blah, blah. But I do think The Whale is a much more likely picture contender than Women Talking. So I'm going to put The Whale above Women Talking. But Women Talking will not get snubbed here. It just will not happen. I refuse to believe. It is. I understand the snub today, but like, I just don't think that's going to repeat. I do think she said it's like getting in. I questioned it for a little bit, but now I'm like kind of like confident it's going to happen. Al Qaeda on the Western Front, I feel like it's staked itself a spot. It's very combat focused. I've seen some deniers of The Whale kind of be like, oh, if Women Talking misses picture, then All Quiet's gonna win screenplay, not The Whale. And I don't know, man. Well, All Quiet on the Western Front's very combat focused, not so much screenplay focused. It's a fantastic screenplay, but like, I don't know. I don't see that as a winner. And then you got Glass Onion. It missed the BAFTA nomination, which is not good. Honestly, I am kind of seeing, kind of mainstream audiences not being in love with Glass Onion, which is super like shocking, right? But I do think that Glass Onion is going to get in. I think it has enough popularity, enough love. I think we're good on Glass Onion. Living is the only other one that I could really see sneaking in there over Glass Onion, or maybe All Quiet. It does add up. It has the stuff, but I'm just gonna. I liked my 5. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I thought about, it adds up. It's it's revamping a classic and all that shit. But I feel like it just does not have enough support. Top Gun Maverick, no. Okay, not impossible, but like, I don't know, man. Score. I'm gonna say Babylon and Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio are like definite locks. Banshees have been this year, and I have a hard time seeing missing at this rate. And then you got Women Talking, which missed today. I did think if Women Talking completely sunk, that the score would go with it. But I'm gonna predict it still anyway, because I don't really buy the alternates that much. All Quiet on the Western Front has such a wicked and like just memorable score that I think if All Quiet's going to get in, how do you miss score as well? Number 6 is The Fablemans, which I think we've all kind of gone over the whole Fablemans going to win score nonsense. Finally, I think enough people are kind of realizing, hey, listen, You don't, if it's not composed by Williams, it would have no shot. And that's good enough of evidence, honestly, that it's, it's John Williams going to get it. Like, fair enough. But, like, I don't know. I feel like you need a little bit more. So I am going to say it misses. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Um, you know, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I can kind of see it. Same with Everything Ever All at Once. That's something I really toyed with. Sound. I do not see myself straying from this 5. Top Gun Maverick is probably going to win. Alquan on the Western Front's definitely getting nominated. And honestly, there was a time where I thought if that got into picture, Top Gun's sound team should get nervous. I don't really think that so much so far, but like maybe 5%. Really hope this hotel tap water isn't poison. Otherwise, I will die. Avatar The Way of Water isn't missing. Either is Elvis, and I'm like pretty confident Everything Ever Wants is getting nominated for sound. Everything Ever Wants has a lot of sound. I don't get how it would miss if it's a top 2 contender, if it's like in contention to win. The Batman has gotten a really decent amount of sound nominations, but man, it feels like it can miss. I would love to see it get nominated, but like I don't know, guys. Black Panther, maybe. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, I could actually really see getting in. I don't see Babylon getting in. The Moon Age Daydream would rule, but meh. Costumes. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Elvis are going to be duking it out for the win, and they're definitely getting nominated. Babylon is definitely like showy enough where I think it will survive in this category at least. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Honestly, I feel like a sense of confidence it'll get in. It has a lot of very flashy costumes with Jobu Tupaki. And then it comes to the 5th slot. Man, that's so tricky. I am really battling out between The Woman King and Fabelmans for the most part. I don't think Fableman's is going to get like a silly nomination. You know what I mean? Where it's like, really? Why? I don't think I don't think it's in that position anymore. Whereas The Woman King is like a nothing. But like at the same time, I feel like I feel like a costume nom is like kind of the bare minimum with this movie, kind of like with Cyrano in a way. So I am going to actually predict it still. Amsterdam, I have it 7. I kind of saw that bathroom and I was like, oh, maybe. But I don't know. It's Amsterdam. It's really, really bad. It's a terrible movie. And the costumes aren't flashy enough for me to put it in regardless. You know what I mean? This is Aries Goes to Paris is about costumes, but like it's not like the flashiest costumes in the world. I mean, I'm considering it, don't get me wrong, but like I don't know, folks. I'm considering it, don't get me wrong, but like I don't think people care enough about Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, and I don't think the costumes are showy enough, is what I repeated. Glass Onion, too contemporary. Don't Worry Darling I thought about, but I'm gonna, I won't be too shocked actually if Don't Worry Darling gets in here. Production design, Babylon, I feel like even despite everything, it could still win this category. And Elvis is definitely getting in. I had my doubts before, not anymore. Avatar: The Way of Water hasn't been doing the best in this category, as most categories, believe it or not. But how do you not nominate it here? Oakwood on the Western Front, if that gets pictured, how does it miss here? And then you get the Banshees of Inisherin. That is my biggest gamble. It's not something I would put on my ballot, but it does kind of feel like that thing that benefits from being a massive contender. This chair is the worst. Oh my god, why does it go down? This is too low. What's the point? This is supposed to be on a desk. Why would? What am I doing? Ugh. Yeah, it's definitely a gamble, the Banshees of Inisherin, but it's something I want to go with. Last year I predicted Power the Dog in this category, and now I'm cocky now. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, kind of just. The ones from the first movie. Not the best, thing. Fablemans, I said it before, I don't think production design ever really added up here. Pinocchio is something I really am toying with. Guillermo del Toro's movies have a pretty great history with production design, but, it's someone's stop motion animated. I don't buy Everything Ever Wants in production design. Like, I don't think there's enough of that. Editing. Top Gun Maverick and Everything Ever Wants in Elvis are like locks. Next. Banshees of Inisherin? Ever so often, the editing branch just nominates a movie because they really like the movie. And I do think that the Banshees of Inisherin could benefit from that. And then at the last spot, I am going to go with Avatar, because that feels like a movie that, it's not going to perform the best, I don't think, but it can perform good enough where an editing nomination is very much likely. The Fablemans always, when I saw it, it's going to be that movie that it misses editing and we all go, it's not winning picture. But Coda won Best Picture without editing. Shut the fuck up. It's not what I fucking meant. Daryl. Oakwood on the Western Front could happen. Tar. It never struck me as an editing nominee, but like I won't count it out. Babylon is like an only if it gets picture thing, but it has a lot of showy editing. I have The Whale on my 10th slot. That's like something I don't actually think is gonna happen, but like if they really like it, they could do it. Cinematography. What the fuck happened here? So I got Top Gun Maverick, Elvis, and the Batman. I think that's the only 3 that I think are secure, and I think this time, like, a month or so ago, I had none of them in. I think I had the Batman in, actually. I think Top Gun was close. I didn't even have Elvis considered. But like, they're doing an exceptional job at the guilds, at the, the cinematography categories. It makes sense, I guess. It's flashy work. Why the fuck is Elvis gonna get? Top Gun's probably gonna win. And the Batman makes sense is getting in. It's super showy work. It's super hard to not admire. And then you got All Quiet on the Western Front. Again, just doing very, very well across the board when it comes to text. So I'm going to predict All Quiet on the Western Front. And I do think The Fablemans getting in. Not doing well, but like, I do think that The Fablemans has very showy cinematography. I don't think The Fablemans is going to get no text. I think cinematography might be the easiest place to admire it. I mean, I love the cinematography in the movie. Empire of Light, Roger Deakey could definitely happen. But it's Empire of Light. Avatar: The Way of Water, you would think is a no-brainer, but like it's reached nothing. Maybe enough people in the cinematography branch are going to be like, that's visual effects. That's not cinematography. Even though the shots underwater are fucking mind-blowing. Bardo is also like so insanely shot. Like that could very well happen. I thought about the Banshees of Inisherin, but like, I feel like there's too much competition, not enough wiggle room. Babylon is kind of done in this category. Makeup. The Whale, Elvis, and the Batman are not going nowhere. Super all flashy prosthetic-y work. They're good. All Quiet on the Western Front. It's doing great at the perfect time and has a lot of prosthetic-y, not prosthetic-y. Has a lot of makeup work with like the dirt and like the wounds and all that shit. So I do think All Quiet on the Western Front will sneak its way in there. Blonde, turning Anna de Armas into Marilyn Monroe. Let's get it. Why do I say it like that? I don't want it to happen. Okay, no, the makeup work in Blonde is really good. I do. Crime of the Future was something I really toyed with. I think I had to take it out just kind of out of, not enough slots. Man, that's so tempting. As is Wakanda Forever. But again, I don't want to predict Wakanda Forever too much. Emancipation is also something I'm really curious about. Same with Amsterdam. Visual effects. Avatar is going to win. I think the Batman is like a guaranteed nomination. Top Gun Maverick seems pretty secure at this rate, although I still think there is a chance for like a Dunkirk-esque miss. Black Panther Wakanda Forever has had some misses, and it's cause for concern, don't get me wrong. But I am going to keep Black Panther in because I don't know. I feel it feels right to me that movie gets visual effects. I don't think it's like noticeably bad like the first one is. Not perfect, but like noticeable improvement. 13 Lives. Honestly, when the shortlist first came out, I saw 13 Lives on there and I just went, fuck off. But initially it was fuck off. And then slowly after I said fuck off, it was like, oh shit, maybe they could do it. And apparently it had a really good VFX showing at the Bake Off. And, I saw like a reel of like some of the visual effects work and it's damn interesting. I'll predict 13 Lives and not be shocked if it misses. I'll Quiet on the Western Front. I don't think it's going to get everything. And this is an easier place for them not to place it. Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. That could be, if there was a Marvel representation, it's very well could just be Doctor Strange, but I'm not going to predict it. Nope. I tried, but nah, I don't see it now. And then Fantastic Beasts and Jurassic World. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck you. Song. Miraculously, we got a new number one, and it's not Lady Gaga, and it's not Lady Rihanna. It's Natu Natu, which is the best song of the year. I love it when like songs win, and like it's not because of like Best Picture nominee. It's not because of like a reason or like a star. It's just because it's the best one. It's fucking amazing. I love it when that happens. Hold My Hand and Lift Me Up are going to get nominated too. Like, obviously. I do think Chow Papa's probably going to happen. And then Applause is Diane Warren. I gotta be honest. I do not see this going in a different direction other than these five. I'm waiting for a shakeup, and the shakeup was that Natu Natu is the real winner. Honestly, let's move on. International feature, it's pretty obvious, and it's clear as day that All Quiet on the Western Front is going to win Best International Feature. That's done. Decision to Leave is probably going to get in, as is Argentina 1985, which won the Golden Globe. Argentina 1985 is a very accessible, like Chicago 70 movie. So yeah, I definitely expect a nomination. Now, The Quiet Girl I did not have, but was nominated for screenplay at the BAFTA. And I'm like, that's good enough for me. I definitely think that Close could very well miss, but I'm not going to predict that. Holy Spider, I still believe in. I kind of ran out of space for it. Bardo, it's too divisive. I don't see it. And then Last Film Show, it's another very tempting one, but it's very up the Academy's alley. But I'm still gonna say no. Animated feature. If you don't have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio winning, you are wrong. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is 100% winning, and Turning Red, Puss in Boots, and Marcella's Shoes on is most likely all gonna get nominated. The fifth slot is like a bitch. The bad guys just didn't get anything. Like, I don't really know why. Like, it's not a perfect movie, but like, Why did they get nothing? That's super weird. I get that Puss in Boots is the better DreamWorks movie, like they eat by miles, but really nothing. So that's enough for me to not predict it. I don't think anyone's heard of the My Father's Dragon. I mean, that could happen. They've nominated movies no one's fucking heard of. I don't know if Inuo is actually going to happen. And then Lightyear and Strange World are Lightyear and Strange World. I'm going with Wendell and Wild, which sucks because it's a terrible movie. But like, it makes it clicks the most. Documentary. I'm gonna just I don't know what's gonna miss, and I don't know what's gonna miss. 4. There's gonna be a big miss. We all know how it works, but I'm just gonna play it safe and maybe at the very least get 3 out of 5. All be in the Bloodshed, All That Breathes, Fire, Love, Navalny, Moon Age Daydream. I don't know who. I guess Moon Age Daydream would be the one to take out. I just don't know what for. I'm just going to move on because I don't know. The short films, fuck you. You don't care. That is all of the things. Again, I breezed through it, but I am tired. Oscar nominations will be reacted from this hotel room, and it's gonna be hilarious. Is what it's gonna be. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll give you a kiss. Here's a sneak peek.